One of Intel's objectives is to both lower IT's total cost of ownership and give the end user a great experience. One of the main challenges is when users have problems. So when users have problems and IT needs to send a repair technician for a desk side visit, that not only costs a lot of money, but it makes the user wait around for the repair technician to show up. We are really excited about one of the new technologies in the all-new 2010 Intel Core vPro processor family, which embeds a hardware-based KVM remote control capability into the platform. This makes it such that the same individual who would typically be dispatched for a desk side visit now can virtually do that remotely over the network and support almost any scenario. One of the challenges today with using software remote control for this approach is there are many scenarios that software remote control just doesn't work. Think about all of the times that a user gets in a situation where their machine is in a continuous state of blue screening, or if the user has a problem before the OS boots, let's say during authentication stages, during an encryption pre-boot authentication series. All of these scenarios can be addressed with this integrated hardware KVM solution. It's really taking the same sorts of capabilities that have been available in data center environments for many, many years, costing many hundreds of dollars, and embedding that capability directly into the hardware of the vPro processor family platforms. We are really excited about what this capability will be able to do for IT and what it will do for the end user, in that they will be able to get resolution to many problems much, much faster. Let's take a look at how this works in a real-life demo. Josh is going to show us how KVM really works. Josh?
Thank you, Steve. Are you tired as an IT system admin asking that dreaded question, what do you see? What's on your screen? Well, in this demonstration, here's a laptop, and it's a new 2010 Intel Core i5 vPro processor with Intel HD graphics and an Intel solid-state drive. And this machine could be anywhere. It could be in a remote office in San Jose, Bangalore. It really doesn't matter, but it's a remote machine. And I'm on an IT system admin console. And what I can do is with this new technology called KVM remote control, I can actually connect to this machine, see what the user sees, and not have to ask that question. Now, part of this is that the user has to give me consent to do this. They have to give me a 6-digit code that I have to plug into my console. And it looks like their code is 946440. And now I'm looking exactly at what they are. This is a revolutionary item I just did right here. This is something I couldn't do before. And when you talk about software solutions, this is something that I would never be able to see with a software solution, KVM. And now I can see that, hey, they've got a blue screen. I know what the blue screen is, and I know what the error is. So I'm going to go ahead and reset this machine, power it up, and put it into a mode where I can use my IT support toolkit to fix it. And it doesn't matter what your support toolkit is of your choice. Still, you can use whatever you have, jump right in there, and I can start fixing that machine. In the past, at this point, when I go from like a BIOS screen boot up into Windows, I usually lose control. This is that new groundbreaking capability that I'm showing you right here, right now. And I'm able to do things like I'm going to set some control parameters and set some authorization that I need to do to give the right access so that I can fix this machine. And let's do that right now. Now, I've also got the ability for me to put in all my credentials. So if I've got certain support credentials, certain IT admin access that I need to do to my shares and what have you for those tool sets, that's all what it's going through right now. Now, in the data center, this has been a capability that we've had for years for servers. And usually it requires an add-in, a card, or a capability, a device, an application per se, or a standalone box. I've got to do certain things to get access. We've taken that exact type of capability and put it into hardware. Now I know kind of what the error was, and I know where that virus is at, so I'm gonna go click right into it. And I'm gonna go ahead and scan for a virus. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing normal remediation. I think they have a virus. I see that they do. I'm gonna scan for it, remove it off their system. and get them back in gear. Now, in the past, this required a costly desk side visit. It would require me to go to their office, bring media, fix them, or have them come in. So if this machine's halfway around the world, that's going to cost me a good amount of money to get to. So if you could reduce your desk side visits, if you could reduce the ability, the productivity loss that you're going to have with that employee coming in, then that's smart ROI.
One of the things we're committed to is not only expanding the features that vPro offers, but also expanding the scenarios that vPro capabilities can be used in. It's critical that even when users are at home, at small offices that are outside of the corporate environment, that vPro services are still available. One of the new capabilities that we offered starting in 2008 was fast call for help for wired networks. This means that if a user was connecting through their wired interface outside the firewall, they would have connectivity options back to the corporate DMZ to receive vPro services. In 2010, we're expanding this so that when the user is connected over wireless connections outside the firewall, they can have remote connectivity, receive support for all of the great things that vPro can offer. Additionally, we're adding support for IPv6. Very quickly, IPv4 addresses are becoming exhausted, and we're seeing governments and certain vertical segments convert to IPv6, and vPro is ready for the transition starting in 2010 as these clients start directly joining IPv6 networks. And finally, there are a number of scenarios where you want a client to check into its network to see if there are certain actions that should happen. Should security policy be applied? Are there definitions that need to be pushed for security services? We have a PC alarm clock capability that can wake the machine up and have it connect through a network using fast call for help, see if there's something to do. If there is, do it, and then either go back to sleep or disconnect from the network. This puts the user in an environment where they will maximize the use of the remote management capabilities that vPro provides. Intel's vPro processor family has been designed for the way that IT operates both today and in the future. Intel understands that it is very painful to have things like updates released at any particular time. So one of the aspects of the vPro processor family is that we have a stable image program where there are no forced updates for a 15-month window from when the processor is launched. This can significantly help IT manage their overall software stack on the platform. We also understand that IT is very excited about things like Windows 7 being launched this year and moving into their environments. Intel vPro platforms can very quickly and remotely overnight upgrade to Windows 7 and take advantage of the many great business computing capabilities that Windows 7 has to offer. There are also a number of technologies that are part of the vPro platform that provide really interesting, powerful, and beneficial compute model capabilities to the client platform. Namely, we have a set of virtualization and trusted execution technologies that both allow running multiple operating systems on a single platform for things like operating system migration support or testing, and in the future enabling capabilities where IT will be able to manage operating system images in the data center but still be able to run those images locally on the PC to be able to take advantage of the great performance and user experience that the vPro processor family platform has to offer. It's putting all of these things together where we're giving the end user a great experience, but doing it in a way that it also saves IT money and is able to run most securely is really what vPro is all about. And we're very excited about pulling all of these capabilities together in the 2010 platforms.